You're listening to a TGM production. TGM, I have a question. I've got a cold, and I still want to run that podcast you were telling me about. Yeah, that one. I'm ready for this paper. So, is it okay if I still do it, please? Oh yes. Go ahead. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Timey Wimey with me, Bingo Bob. Now I've been asked by TGM Productions to make a podcast, because they feel like, well, it's an opportunity for me to find my identity online by saying, oh, this is who I am, this is the stuff I do, and this is why I love Doctor Who. And it also gives me the opportunity to try and find a way of doing it where I don't have a cold, because I think I only have a cold whenever I whenever I produce stuff for the internet. And it must be a nerves thing, I think. I actually am not 100% sure, but if I really think about it, it could be. It could be really interesting doing that. It could make everything a lot more, I don't know, fun might be the word. So I just want to say I do apologise if my voice does sort of change throughout. Now, the other thing I want to point out is you might be able to hear some rain. So I'd like to apologise if you can hear some rain. I have moved to quite an area of the studio to try and, try and block out the rain, but it's very heavy, so I'm not too sure. Anyway, hello and welcome to the brand new podcast where me, Bingo Bob, will talk about all things Timey-Wimey Doctor Who. I've been told that doesn't mean I still won't be doing discussion videos on the Tom Mason YouTube channel, but it does mean that I've got a platform to give my full-hearted opinions on things and not just, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just, I don't know, get demanding what topic to talk about. So, I want to talk about my favourite Doctor. Now, we know that Tom Mason and TGM, one of the same, are really into David Tennant and John Pertwee. Well, me, Bingo Bob, my favourite Doctor is none other than, you ready for this? Patrick Troughton! Yeah, I know. I can't get enough of the fella. I think that Patrick Troughton is charismatic, is one of a kind, and I think that he has everything you're looking for in a Doctor. He has the perfect balance between passion, and the perfect balance between the energy, and he really does a good job at his job, you know what I mean? So, yeah, to me, Bingo Bob, he has everything that you sort of need for a good Doctor. And I think that is an excellent thing. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with an excellent Doctor, right? Well, you could, but that's a real world example of what could go wrong with a real life Doctor. But we're on about a fictional time traveller called the Doctor, and I think, personally, nothing could go wrong. But again, I'm not the expert. I'm far from the expert. I'm merely a non-expert, right? I'm a non-expert in whether or not it may make a great doctor or not, because I am not. I am a casting man, right? So, now you know my favourite doctor is Patrick Troughton, and now you know my second favourite doctor is Paul McGann. Now, the question you should ask is, what's my favourite Big Finish audio? Obviously, it's going to be Paul McGann, because obviously Paul McGann has, well, I don't want to be that person, but Paul McGann was played by Paul McGann, not by his son. I think Patrick Troughton's son, can't think of his name. Oh, he's cracking at the role, but I think the story-wise, I think Paul McGann's got the better stories, right? So, you sort of left on this playing field of, yeah, he's better, but, oh, this call's getting worse. Sorry about this, guys. But you, sort of got to ask yourself the question, why is there so many Paul McGann audios? Well, because Paul McGann is amazing. Yeah, Paul McGann is amazing. Yeah. It's hard to explain that, really. Because the reason why it's hard to explain is because I've got a cold and my voice keeps changing. I don't know why my voice keeps on changing, but I, Bingo Bob, will not let that, empty the water, is the word I'm going to use. It's not going to empty the water, because I shan't let it, and it didn't deserve waterification. You know, I learned recently that nothing deserves waterification, unless you're watering focaccia, and that probably does contain waterification. Anyway, so Paul McGann, my second favourite doctor, he has this sort of way of doing things that no other doctor has. For instance, in Big Finish, they've ignored the fact that the doctor is half human now. Well, that was a TV film thing, and we, sort of ignored that years ago, apparently. I was doing some research the other week, about this, and I found that they had just abandoned that theory, and it's like, what? It wasn't a theory, it was a part of the show for a while, but apparently they just got up one day and went, we'll abandon that theory now. And I thought, how odd. That's a really odd decision, just to get up one day and go, I'm going to abandon that theory now. And it's like, what? I thought it was odd as well. I thought it was so odd that, even when the tide changed, I thought, what? The tide changing? I never thought too much of it. I do want to apologise for rambling on here. Is it still raining? Listen to the rain. Hooray! Stop raining. Woo! It stopped raining. La 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 la. It's just not great where I live with rain. It's like a muddy puddle. Like a giant muddy puddle when it rains. You know what I mean? Anyway, so my love from Doctor Who stems from all kinds of timey-wimey patterns, going from being a fan of the way that the show's run to the way that everything around it sort of ran, if you will. It has stopped raining. Wow. But one of the key things you have to think about here with let me get my voice back. Hang on. Come on. Hello.
bit new. I've got it. If my voice changes again, I am quitting. For now. Hello, friend. So, the reason why Paul McGann is my favourite doctor is because... Why not? If you were thinking who was going to be the doctor, I would say Paul McGann. Even before I knew he was a doctor. Right? He has got everything you need to be an excellent doctor. Not an actual doctor. Ironically, he was in Obi City as a doctor. But in our world, as this sort of fictionalized time traveler. Now, this podcast isn't going to be an appreciation to Paul McGann. No, we're going to talk about Patrick Troughton mostly. But hopefully my voice sticks. This is my voice normally. This is my natural voice. So let me repeat myself. Hello, I'm Bingo Bob, and this is my voice. If it changes again, I'm going to give myself a big old slap on the wrist. Naughty chap, naughty man, naughty. Anyway, so, I love Doctor Who, right? As you know, and TGM wanted me to make this podcast, so Timey Wimey, it's a podcast all about Bingo Bob's love of Doctor Who. You know what? I'm going to be here every so often, but apparently I'm still doing the discussion videos. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm doing it more always you. Oh no, it's raining again. Curse you, rain. Anyway, so what I love about this podcast is it means I can do whatever I want, say what I want, where I look. I love that hat more than anyone else, but it really does annoy me when I have to wear it all the time. So having a podcast means I don't have to wear it. It also means I can wear whatever I want. I can also do whatever I want. I can wear a waistcoat, I can wear a dicky bow, I can not wear a waistcoat, I cannot wear a dicky bow. What else? And it also means that I can do anything. I can wear a sock, not wear a sock. Wear shin pads, not wear shin pads. Not gonna do. That's special code, that. Guess what I said? Aha! Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, it does also mean I get to admire the Doctor Who books that are in this set. It also means I get to work out when I do the visual versions of this podcast, how am I going to set it up? How is it going to be different to those discussion videos? How is it going to be different? Anyway, just before I go, I'm being signalled here to wrap it up on, what? 14 minutes? That's not long enough. They went, oh, we'll give you 2 more minutes then. Because we want this to be a short introduction, you know. Anyway, so they said to me, oh, we got you off this stand. Come on, follow me. They said to me the other day, they said, Tom, I went, no, we didn't bingo. Bobby, oh, yeah, sorry, we were just talking to Tom, actually. He said, Bingo Bob, you were able to do me a favour. And I went, right, what's your favourite? Well, what's favour? No, favourite, sorry. And they said, what? Yes, no. They didn't say any of that, did they? No. They said the following words. We want to know your brief opinions. We want to ask you to do a whole podcast on this. But what's your brief opinions on the war between the land and the sea? I said, well, my opinions on the war between the land and the sea is it was okay. There were a lot of flaws, lots of errors, but the music was quite nice. We can be heroes for just one day. Can we be heroes for just one day? And it's like, yeah, we can be heroes for that one day. Can we be heroes for next Tuesday? No. But my favourite bit was the bit that annoyed me, really annoyed me, was Barclay, leaving his wife and his child for a fish to get gills. Because apparently we're all going to get gills. What do you mean we're all going to get girls? That's what I said. I said, what? I don't want girls. And then DGM said to me, you know, we might be producing this podcast. We are the production company. But, you know, the war between the land and the sea was a fictional program. Did you know that? I went, no way. Thought it was a documentary. And they went, no. Doctor Who spin-off. I went, wow. Couldn't have told. They went, do you ever watch Doctor Who? I went, yeah. How did you not notice Kate Lethbridge Stewart? Oh, I was stupidly annoyed at the fact that Ruth Madeley was in it as a different character and not in it as E.P. Harris. Because I, along with Tom Mason apparently, I'm happy with, yes, I'll say it once more, E.P. Harris. No, she shouldn't be part of unit. No, she shouldn't be playing Shirley. Whatever. She should only be playing E.P. Harris. That's final. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. E.P. Harris, get Lenny Rush back to be the scientist. Kill her off so that she can only return as E.P. Harris. Every time she bumps into you, they go, oh, you look familiar. They go, yeah. I get that all the time. Yeah. Hello? Get it all the time. Yeah, that's what they should do. Because otherwise, I will be annoyed. And you know what? You don't want to see me when I'm angry. But yes. Anyway, can I end it now? Yes. Anyway, so thank you for watching or listening to my first episode of my podcast, Bring Your Pops, Timey Wimey. I'll be back for more episodes. I shall be back tomorrow on the Tom Mason YouTube channel in visual form to talk about. I'm gonna burp. Oh no. Oh, okay. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about my love, my opinion on classic Who. As you've already heard today, I've already started that discussion. I've already started having that theory, having that thoughts, and I'm going to develop it. And hopefully, my voice will stay as it is, because hopefully I've beaten this code once and for all. Let's find out!